There's
right,
two.
It works that
let me
first year,
finish.
Senator.
Hey, let me finish. Hey, Kelly. Hey,
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Quiet.
Go ahead.
Calm down a bit here, Kelly.
I've been held accountable. I started out as a secretary. When I was a secretary, I was accountable to my boss. When I was a CEO, I was accountable to millions of customers, thousands of shareholders, hundreds of thousands of employees.
You know, these backroom deals that they do in Washington has given us some of the worst public policy our country's ever had.
Number one, our country has to be respected again. We're not respected. It all starts with respect.
What's disappointing is we have a president who came out with a jobs plan that isn't structural or long-term.
What my problem is, I get all these headwinds from Washington because businesses are paralyzed. I mean, they don't know what's going to happen with health care. They don't know what's going to happen with taxes. They don't know what they're going to do with the debt. We got this fiscal cliff, and all this stuff is a mess. So
I think the biggest divide in Washington is not even a divide between Republicans and Democrats. It is a divide between entrenched career politicians in both parties and the American people.
This is a conservative country, but Republicans and conservatives aren't going to win unless we draw people towards our cause.
I don't care whether it's a Republican or a Democrat. I don't want anybody in charge of the IRS that chooses to go after their political opponents.
I think the foreign policy of this administration has been a failure, primarily because it was premised on a failed notion, and that is that somehow if the U.S. stepped back from the world, that other countries would fill that void in a positive way.
And if the citizens of Texas or South Carolina or Florida decide they want to maintain traditional marriage between one man and one woman, they have that constitutional authority.
I believe I'm a conservative, but there'll be other people who will say, no, he's a moderate. There'll be other people in my state who will say, he's crazy, he's too far right.
This is a horrible situation that we have created, and our national debt has just about been doubled during this administration. These are the policies that are hurting people.
And one of the things that's killing politics today is that candidates are over-consulted. And so the consultants get their money, but it ends up that the candidates can't sustain the cost of the budget.
We're still trying to solve 21st century problems with 20th century ideas.
Real Americans don't care about it. What they care about is the Russians are in Syria, Iran's developing a nuclear weapon, I can't find a job, my kid's loaded down with student debt, and these jokers are down in Washington, D.C. talking about who's going to get the big office and who's going to get the great table at the great restaurant in Washington. That's why we need term limits. That's why we need these people out of here, because they're just so out of touch.
Hey YouTube fans, I'm Landon Downey from CNBC. Thanks so much for checking out our channel. Here you'll find videos packed with all the info that you need to be smarter about your finances. Be sure and subscribe by clicking right here, and click on all the videos around me to see CNBC's original series Young Money, Tech Bet, Kramer's Mad Money, and all the latest from CNBC.